One guy who's been a lot more consistent than he was last year, who I want to get into on the offensive end, Anthony Volpe. I mean, he's living up to the hype that he had last year. Obviously, he performed well on the defensive side, capturing that Gold Glove award, hitting over 20 home runs. But this season, a little bit less home runs, but the batting average has seen an increase. The on-base percentage has seen an increase. And then obviously his speed on the base paths always kills opposing teams. So what do you think Anthony Volpe is doing differently this year than last that he's seen so much more success from?
Yeah, well, first in the field, he's always been great defender. So I don't think there was much to improve there. But on the offensive side, I think he's really just trying to hit the ball the other way more, be more consistent, make more solid contact, and he's been able to do it. I love when you try to make adjustments, you realize what was working, what wasn't working, and you make an adjustment in the offseason, and you come back and it works. That's something you love to see. So he's been definitely, obviously, with the higher average and getting on base more. But when you look at the actual mechanics of the swing, he's leveling out a little bit more. The bat path is more through the zone. He's not trying to pull the ball as much and lift it. It seems like the home runs come, but he's able to really go with the pitch the other way. And that's what you need. Out of this offense, the way it's structured, if you have a guy like that at the top of the lineup getting on base, you have Juan Soto to follow, Aaron Judge to follow. Those guys are the ones who are going to really drive the ball even more in the air. But you have a guy like Volpe who could at least get on base with a single or just tap one to the opposite field, kind of like Jeter in a way where he had that inside-out swing. It helps out so much. So just understanding the lineup, how it's constructed, and then seeing how he's been able to make adjustments to then fit that lineup even better. That's why I think the Yankees have been pretty solid on the offensive side, at least with the first half of the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Judge, he has insane numbers, and we're going to get into him in a little bit. His last 50 games, he has 55 RBIs, and I think, like you alluded to, a big part of that is because Volpe is doing such a great job hitting in front of those guys. I feel like he's kind of realized, okay, I got two of the best hitters in baseball right behind me. All I got to do is get on base, and they can do the rest. Like you said, Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, they're going to clean up in that lineup. So I think it's been great for Volpe to kind of change his ways. Like you said, those adjustments that he made over the offseason, they're really paying off, not just for him, but for the team overall. I think that's he's been a big reason, and I think an underrated piece on this team. I mean, obviously Juan Soto and Aaron Judge, and now Garrett Cole coming back, and even Louis Hill is the story, but Anthony Volpe at the top of that lineup doing what he was kind of drafted to do, I think is awesome. And especially him being a Yankee fan growing up, it just makes it even better.
Yeah. Now it's exciting to see. And obviously everyone's pulling for the guy. And Anthony's a Jersey guy. He's been around here for a while and everyone wants to support him. And just seeing how he's been able to interact with the team and bring them up, it's awesome to see. Because there's a lot of hype. Look, there's a lot of pressure, not only in New York with the Yankees, but if you're somebody with the kind of prospect hype, you could easily fall into that trap. You look at any team, any of your top prospects, their heads are being blown up. Everyone's sending them stuff. They're being hyped up all the time. But you need to know how to regulate that and know how to handle your emotions and handle those distractions. And that's the key, I think, to playing in New York. If you can't handle that, it's going to be difficult. But if you can, like he's been able to, it obviously it could definitely pay off.
Yeah. And now I think he's really been seeing great success because, like you said, he's comfortable now, and he's found himself in this lineup, especially in a great lineup. So let's get into those other guys. And before I do get into Soto, Aaron Judge, man, do you think this guy's the AL MVP favorite right now?
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, you look at the first month of the season, he was really struggling, and then he just turned on the Jets. Mm-hmm. So we all thought he was hurt at first because he had that little lingering thing day-to-day in spring training, and then he went into the season playing every day. But he's been able to really turn it on and just obviously be the guy who everyone knows he is. But you never know. I really hope so. That'd be great for him. You never know if any other guys come out of nowhere and just start raking or pitching really well. With the All-Star break coming up, you never know what happens. but you just want him to stay healthy. I think that's the main thing. If he's healthy, if he's out there on the field, he's going to find ways to increase his numbers and continue to be a force to help the team win games.
Yeah, and then I do think he right now, in my opinion, he's the AL MVP favorite. I think he's recaptured the best player in the league, Monner, in my opinion, over Ohtani again, mainly because of his stretch over the last 50 games. I think it was his first 28 games. I think he has a total of around 28 home runs. So he only had 5 home runs in his first 28 games, and now his last 50 games, he's hit 23 and then over an RBI a game with 55 RBIs. And then you see the OPS. I mean, that's insane. Do you think Judge can keep this up? Because this is a 50-game stretch, and a 366 batting average over that long is with the power numbers is insane. Do you think he can really keep this up all year long?
Well, you hope so. But baseball, obviously things
Yeah.
happen, slumps happen, and pitchers start to find out trends and pitch you a different way. But it's tough to pitch a guy differently and for the hitter not to make the adjustment. A guy who's as smart as Judge is, it's tough to try to pitch him and try to make an adjustment on him. He's going to quickly find a way to counter that and readjust. So it's funny how that works, but obviously if he's able to just continue to go out there each day with the same mentality, the same mindset, and do what he does every day in the same routine, I think it helps his case to be as consistent as possible and continue this stretch. But you never know with how things work in this game. One small tweak in your swing could all of a sudden throw you off, and then you're slumping for a week or so. So it's tough to say, but you want to ride this out as long as you can.
Thank you for watching that clip of the James Nolan podcast. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to see more of my content, make sure you check out the YouTube channel. Hit the description below. Follow me on X and Instagram. And check out my fan-sided author page. I write frequently about New York sports and cover New York sports extensively on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure you hit a follow for all the social media accounts. And make sure you keep watching videos on this channel.